Hey, welcome back to the Glycogen Cycling channel and tuning in from beautiful Nice, France. Dude, check this place out. It's so sick. Yeah, so I'm in France, but I want to talk about what happened when I was in San Jose like 2 weeks ago. So American Airlines lost my bike. That's the gist of the story. But before I get to that, I just want to explain how this all happened. So about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I was out on a group ride and my derailleur just totally blew up. And I'll show you some pictures right here. But basically, the derailleur went right into my spokes on my rear wheel. And at the time, they didn't break, but they were definitely like weakened, I'd say. And this all just happened at like the worst possible time. Like 2 days before I was leaving, I realized I had a broken spoke on that wheel. So what I did was I put my other wheel on that is notorious for breaking spokes and just was riding that. And the night before I was leaving, when I was packing up my bike, I decided to true the wheel, and I ended up popping a spoke on that other wheel. And I don't have any other wheels because they're all busted. I decided to take that first wheel, that's like the better one of the two that my derailleur broke or blew up on. I decided to take that wheel to San Jose and just get a spoke when I'm there. Because, you know, I figured that's, you know, pretty common. Just put a new spoke on. I brought a spoke wrench so I could just, you know, tighten it up real quick and be on my way. You know, I pack up my bike, head to the airport the next morning, and I'm flying with American Airlines. And I've flown with my bike with them before, never had a problem. But this time, it was kind of a challenge to get the only pay $30 instead of the $150 for a bike fee. And because of that, I had to like talk to the manager and like convince him to just charge me the regular bike fee or the regular bag fee for $30. So I was able to get it through, no problem. $30, get my bike to San Jose. And this is where I first thought there might be an issue. The checkout lady, if that's what you want to call her, put the bike right on the conveyor belt. And normally they just throw it through like the oversized bin. And right when it was about to go through the little doorway to go down the slide or whatever happens behind those walls, she was like, "Oh no, can this go through here?" And she like started to chase it and like tried to grab it, but then it just like went along. And she was like, "Well, I can't do anything now." So that was the first time I thought I might have a problem. You know, I'm there 2 hours beforehand, so it shouldn't be a problem really. So, you know, even if it falls 50 feet to the ground, they should be able to find it and put it on the plane. They have 2 hours. You know, that's the only thing they have to do. So I'm not too worried. So I had a layover in Houston. And when I got to Houston, I checked on the American Airlines app for my bag. And normally it says, you know, checked in Houston or checked wherever you are. But this time it didn't say that. It was like, you know, failed to scan or something like that. So when I saw that, this is when I started getting a little bit more worried. I'm like, this may not be an issue. Plus when we were going into Houston, it was super bumpy and my next flight left in 30 minutes because we were to Houston a little bit late. So I thought, you know, this might be a kind of an issue. I'm gonna sit down on this wall. So anyways, I get on my next flight to San Jose, and right when we land, I check it again, and it says failed to scan or something like that. So now I'm like, my bike's probably not here. So I wait at the baggage claim, and all the bags start coming out. More keep coming out. Mine's not there. My bike's not there. And I'm just like, no, please don't do this. So me and along with like 7 other people go to the American Airlines desk. and we're all like, you know, where's our bag? And a lot of people are like, oh, your bag's in San Francisco, your bag's in wherever. And with me, they like didn't know where it was. So I was like, okay, when are you gonna know? Because I'm only here for 4 days. So, you know, I don't really want to get on the last day and then have to bring it back. I'd rather just go back to Fort Myers. Right before I was about to leave, she was like, oh, your bag's still in Fort Myers. And I'm like, okay, when's it gonna be here? And she was like, it's gonna be here tomorrow. I'm like, okay, what time tomorrow? And she's like, between like 4 and 5, but it takes like 4 to 6 hours for delivery or something like that. So basically I'm getting it the 3rd day. And so yeah, that's what happened. They delivered on the 2nd day, and it was like 3 o'clock or something. But before that, I knew I had to get a spoke. So I'm running around town looking for the spoke. I was able to look up the wheel online and find it was a 305 straight pull spoke. And after calling like a number of shops, I'm realizing that that's not a very common spoke, and everyone's gonna have to order it. So at this point I'm like, well damn, I'm gonna get my bike and not even be able to ride it because my spoke is busted. So knowing me, and as I'm saying this, I'm kind of realizing that this sounds like kind of an addiction. I went on my phone and started looking up wheels to buy. And I ended up finding one. So on the 2nd day, I took an Uber to meet this guy, and it was on OfferUp. So I would look at the wheels, and they seemed real good. Didn't seem like there was any issues. So I go to pick them up and realize the rear wheel, the axle is busted, or there's no axle at all. So me being me, I'm like desperate at this point. I'm like, all right, if I don't buy these wheels and make this work, I'm not gonna be able to ride. So I was able to negotiate the guy down to $30, and figuring I could just take my other wheels, put the axle from that wheel in this wheel, and be good to go. So I bought the wheels for $30, and then headed over to Mike's Bikes. And when I went into Mike's Bikes, started talking to the mechanic, and he's like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. And I'm like, well dang, that's no fun. So as I'm walking out, one of the guys that worked there, he overheard the whole situation, and he's like, hey dude, I have these wheels that I bought from my buddy for $20 because he was getting some nice set of wheels. Would you like to buy them for me for $20? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. He's like, okay, come back tomorrow and I'll have the wheels. So I come back the next day, and in the meantime, I'm trying to sell the wheels that I just bought for $30. Go back the next day, and the guy's really cool, gives me the wheels. They're a set of Fulcrum wheels. I'm actually running the rear one still. They're actually really good. And he also gave me a Specialized tire. So I was like, you know, this guy is so cool, help me out. So I gave him 40 bucks. And the wheels are definitely worth that. They're like brand new basically. Get the wheels and put the cassette on, and I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna deal with the other wheels later. I just want to go out and ride. So I went out and smashed it up Mount Hamilton. If you haven't seen the video, check it. Up there, I think, right there. Or maybe it's right there. I don't know. Whatever the thing comes out, that's where you can check the downhill video I made. Was able to ride no problem. And while I'm riding, I'm like, what am I gonna do with these wheels? Because I have 3 wheel sets now, and I'm on the other side of the country, and I have a Oru-Case bike bag. And 3 wheel sets are not gonna fit in here. So luckily I found this place that's a non-profit that I can donate the wheels at. So when I got back on Saturday, I donated the wheels I bought for $30 to this place, and you know, that's all good. I'm gonna just write it off on my taxes. So, you know, it ended up working out. But the new problem was I have 2 sets of wheels that I have to get inside my bike bag and my bike and a pump and all my other stuff. so I can bring it back on my flight. But I didn't want to do this until like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock the next day, because my flight was at like 11 or 12 and I wanted to ride in the morning. So I rode, did like a quick 2 hours, checked out the Apple campus, and then came back and then started just stuffing this bag. And if anyone's ever used the Orucase bike bag, you'll know it's like kind of hard to just get one wheel set in there, let alone two. And yeah, it was a process, but I ended up getting it to work. Got all my wheels back, no problem, nothing was damaged. And the way back, I flew United on the way back and didn't pay, I only paid $30 or whatever their regular bag fee was, so that was cool. But yeah, thanks for listening. Hopefully you got something out of this. That was just something I wanted to explain, that what happened with American Airlines. And what's funny about this whole story is right after I checked my bag in, oh, someone's here. Hello. Hello. Bonjour. Hello. So yeah, we're changing locations here. But yeah, right before I got on the plane, I made an Instagram post like, hey, shout out to American Airlines for being cool and not charging me for a bag or a bike and just charging me the regular bag fee. But yeah, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Finishing by the beach, which the beaches here are really rocky, but that's for another video. Hopefully I earned a like, hopefully I earned a subscriber, and definitely subscribe because you're gonna see some cool videos from France. Yeah, see you in the next one.